Hello everybody, another update about ICONOMI this time. Still my biggest crypto investment, long-term holder, ICO participant. First of all, this is not investment advice, this is just my opinion about crypto and ICONOMI in this case. Please never invest more than you can afford to lose. This is very risky investment. So here's my view on ICONOMI currently. ICN has been a frustrating hold at some points. It's already profitable, of course. It's very good. It's been a good coin, but the price has dropped quite a bit, and I think some people are impatient and they're a little bit frustrated with maybe a lack of communication. But that's the style the company chose, to not really give direct feedback on the forums or chat rooms, and they just post updates every month. And that's it basically, and an ask me anything session on Reddit. That's all they do basically, so it can be a little bit like you're kept in the dark. Personally, I like it a little, because it gives me like, well, they're just a professional company, they're not focused on opinions of random people in the chat room, which they really shouldn't be in my opinion. But if I look at like a company like 10x for pay tokens, that I also invested in, they have a huge amount of updates. They constantly create YouTube videos where they respond to people, and I really like the way they communicate. So it's a different style. I'm not sure what's best. Maybe for this sector, a more quiet, long-term view is better. This is a long-term investment anyway. So while I get frustrated as well, I do feel it's important to just keep the long view, and the price every day is not that important. It's about the flow of development. Well, let's have a look. The website got a nice makeover. Looks very nice in my opinion now. Very focused, clean look, clear bullet points on what it's about the new assets array. Nice graph here that works very well. So I like the new website. They also have more details about the team, because this was a big issue on some forums, and people asking, well, we don't know what ICONOMI is, who are they, where they're from, what do they do, is it legal? Well, this is a step in the right direction, right? It's very legal. So how are they doing? How's the product of ICONOMI doing? First of all, this used to be ICNX, and this used to be ICNP, and now it's BLX, blockchain index. This is actually really, I like it. This is, it's a renaming, a rebranding. This will come up in the news that they had, but as you can see, the performance is fantastic. 6 month return 780%. Good luck to do that on the stock market. 3 month return 67%, 44%, 1 month, and a week return of 5% already, and that for a fee of 3%. So of course you can argue crypto has been booming, it's hard to lose right now in the crypto space, but if someone is looking for an easy way to invest in this space, this index is a very nice, relatively safe way to do it, I think. The coins they have, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dash, Monero, Golem, Steam, Siacoin, Waves, Augur, Lisk, Game Credits, Factum, Massive Coin, Digix, Basic Attention Token, Singular DTV, Aragon, Cinero. Well, it's a nice list. They change that or rebalance it all the time, of course. Well, the performance is pretty good, I have to say. CCP, which is now called Pinta. This is the more risky fund that invests more in ICOs and in bigger projects. Also fantastic results. A little bit less actually in 6 months. It's interesting for the more risky, in theory, more risky thing, but yeah, both are great right now. They hold some more long-term investments, I would say. Cosmos, Eternity, which I have invested in myself, Sentiment. These are all projects, Aragon, Bancor. These are all not short-term investments, these are long-term investments, so I'm very excited about this one. I wish I could buy it already. So those are the two products they have right now, and what they're working on now is DAAs, and a DAA is an assets array. So I or anybody could create a bag of crypto investments and manage it and and other people can buy that one again then on ICONOMI, which is one of the things I plan to do maybe. So that's a very interesting structure in my opinion. It could give some personal touch to investing and also a nice medium for promoting the company. So they had a monthly update recently on August 8th, so that's 10 days ago. So here's an update. So the platform was released August 1st and they have 10,000 new users, which is very nice. People were complaining that it took a long time. Well, they have 10,000 new users straight away. It takes some time to do KYC, to sign them up, to give support. So I think they're deliberately keeping it slow and giving good support for everybody. You can apply to become a DAA manager. I did personally, so that's interesting. A lot of people signed up. I heard about 1,500, which is pretty impressive. They were at Coin Agenda Europe. They had a talk. That's nice, of course, extra attention, and the financial report. Increase 400% in this quarter. It's amazing. I mean, of course it's crypto, everything is booming, but these are fantastic results. They had a large part co-founded, which grew a lot, of course, so they invested in good companies. The team grew from 20 to 30 members, which is very interesting. They invested in District OX. I did myself as well, and this is a very good investment, I think. So that's nice news. Short but sweet. However, on this type of news, this is the monthly update. I mean, it's short. It's not a lot of information, right? And this is one of the issues with ICONOMI right now. I think that many holders and supporters are just a bit disappointed with the communication, and this is not a lot, right? The financial report has more details here, of course, which is very interesting and created nicely. But I think a lot of investors want more regular feedback, and if that's the strategy of the company to not do this is fine. But this could affect the price a little, right? Short term. Long term, if the company performs well, which we just went live 18 days ago, people. So let's see how the first quarter is doing with actual people buying into ICONOMI and see how that goes. And then the other big news out of nowhere, 7 days ago, Columbus Capital, asset management partner. I think this is very, very huge. It's a partner to serve as a dedicated digital assets manager. So they will, this company, Columbus Capital, will create their own assets exchange and fund, Blockchain One, which will be listed on traditional internationally regulated exchanges. What this means is it will be on the normal stock market. People will be able to buy Blockchain One, a fund, or invest in a fund, and which then invests in crypto. So this is the gateway to the traditional investment system, which is, in my opinion, huge. Yanni from ICONOMI is one of the people for Columbus. So what's the plan here? It's an investment management firm in London, and it's led by Igor Erker, a veteran investment manager. So to me, it's a very logical step. Get your feet on the ground in London in the traditional stock market world, and they're gonna push this, right? They're gonna bring this to the big money, to the normal investment capital. So this was the reason why ICNX and ICNP is changed now. So ICNX will be Columbus Capital Blockchain Index, BLX, which is a nicer name in my opinion, because a lot of people were confused. Like, what's ICN? What's ICNX? What's ICNP? On one hand, it's recognizable because of the ICN, but it's not really different. So I kind of like it. I also heard people complaining about the name Columbus. He was a slave trader, and well, he did discover the new world, right? So it depends how you want to view it. I think that's a bit of a irritating complaint, to be honest. As a Dutch person as well, yeah, Columbus did some interesting stuff. The ICMP will be renamed to Columbus Capital PITA. So this is the ship of Christopher Columbus. So the new way to discover new investments, basically. I kind of like the visualization of it. So there's a bit of a story there. Yeah, this is a big step, I think. If they can pull this off, to really have the asset on a regular exchange in London and to get their feet on the ground with the big boys, this could be huge, of course. All fees and profits will flow back to ICN, the holders of ICONOMI. So this is the Columbus Capital website, a bit simple still, and it's not so fast yet, but not so much here yet, but it's all new, so yeah, it looks really good. So what else? They had the AMA in August, 6 days ago. I went through it. You can have a look here. I'll put it in the description, and here are the questions and answers I really liked. Let's make a bit. One question is, my question is simple. When will Blockchain One, so the new fund, be listed on traditional exchanges? And where will it be listed? As communicated in a recent Medium post, Columbus Capital Blockchain One will be a regulated fund based on a blockchain index investment strategy and listed on traditional exchanges. We expect this to happen in the next 2-3 months. So it's not a real answer, but they expect it to 2-3 months. So well, let's add a month maybe. Right, delays happen, but it sounds like they're very confident and it's gonna happen, so this will be huge in my opinion. With Blockchain One, how will funds be paid to ICONOMI in buyback and returns? Will any potential profits be converted from fiat and then to BTC and then to ICONOMI? Columbus Capital is simply a DAA manager, and therefore the same terms and conditions apply. All arrays created on our platform, including Blockchain One, so that's very interesting, will be subject to the same fees, and those fees used for buybacks in accordance with our buyback program. So if this becomes successful, yeah, it will make the value of ICN blow up, I think, because the buybacks will be huge, right? If big normal investment capital comes into ICONOMI. So very happy with that answer. When will fiat pairs be introduced to the platform? This is one of my questions as well. This is huge in my opinion, and well, this might be an explanation why the price has not jumped a lot, or not at all actually. Fiat pairs will come once core features of the platform are fully developed. We are of course developing all platform components with fiat support in mind. It's worth bearing in mind that once our arrays are tokenized, there's a strong possibility that external exchanges may add their own fiat pairs. This may occur before the platform is fully operational. So they're already saying here, we're working on it, but they're gonna launch it when everything is working, basically. So that could be a while. And that once the other DAAs are exchangeable on other exchanges, who knows, Kraken, Bittrex, wherever, that they have their own fiat pairs, so people can already buy in. But to me, this, yeah, I really want to see the fiat euro-dollar deposit functionality, because in my opinion, that's one of the key things for ICONOMI. An easy way for young new investors or people who are not really that good with digital stuff. They just want to send money and invest. Click on a button. And once that's live, I feel strongly that ICONOMI will be huge. So I'm a bit disappointed that this is not like a hard date, like we're working on it and maybe in 1 month or something. So this is a bit of a delay maybe, or maybe they're just don't want the pressure yet. Could be, but it will come. I'm patient. I'll hold it, of course. Can you comment on what the biggest competitors are for ICONOMI? Well, they say, like, as early pioneers with a diversified and secure platform, we have no direct competition. Haha, this is a nice, secure answer. Our edge comes from having a fully functional, available product with retail and business partners and an excellent team and a stellar vision. I agree, but there are competitors, of course, but they are a first mover, and I think that advantage is huge, and they're very professional. So I agree, kind of. but they are competitors. So they need to keep moving, right? ICP was the fund holding all the ICONOMI raised funds. Now that we changed it, is there any change for ICN holders? And there will be no changes for ICN holders. That's very good to hear. ICMP is being rebranded to Columbus Capital Pinta, and Columbus Capital are taking over the management of the fund, but everything else will stay the same. So that's good to hear. How many users signed up? Well, over 10,000 new users. It's probably quite a lot more now, a few days later. So I think it's impressive. And this one is also big in light of the SEC's recent DAO ruling, which was, if you don't know, they are critical about the DAO and about the structure of ICOs and what the legal status is. America's very, very strict in rules about crypto now. If you want to do an ICO and you're from the United States, you usually have a problem. So it's kind of, it's a good question. It could force Kraken, which is from US, to dump ICN, maybe to not allow it to be traded. The question is, are you aware of this danger and how would it slash ICN value? What are you going to do to prevent this? We are closely following the situation in the US with our legal team and outside counsel. We are dealing with a new asset class. As such, like many others, we are waiting for the SEC to define a new set of rules. Of course, we believe it would be a mistake for the sector to stifle innovation by shutting down US exchanges without setting an example of good practice beforehand. Please note, ICONOMI does not currently do business in the US or with US citizens, but we will be happy to support them as soon as the legal framework in the US becomes clear. I think this is also explanation for the price dump a bit. I mean, they don't really answer the question if they're worried about Kraken. And I am a little bit, of course, since it's US based, and if the SEC or the US government says to Kraken, hey, you can't trade in derivatives or in a certain type of coin, which ICN clearly is, of course, then they will just delist it, and that's the main exchange now for ICN. Long term, I mean, I don't see a reason why ICN could not be on other exchanges. I mean, the Kraken is not critical for ICN. It is right now for the price, but long term, it's fine, I think. It's good to hear that they have a legal team and outside counsel. I mean, the whole crypto space is struggling with this, right? It's new, and we don't know what the rules will be. So this is a risk, but this is a risk for crypto in general. So this is a bet. I'm betting that crypto will be huge, and that legal rules will come. Some will be good, some will be bad, but the push for new capital, for new investing will be so big. I don't think this will be a huge issue, in my opinion. So those are the most important questions I found about ICONOMI. So the price, don't be confused about this. The graph is hugely down. We're on the same level as in end or mid-June. So that seems very bad, but look at Bitcoin, right? In the same time, Bitcoin went, let's see, from 2200 June, 2400 to 4400. So it did almost double. So you have to view it through that way, right? It's not like we crashed for 400, let's see how much, 75% or something. We crashed 35% because Bitcoin went up like crazy. So I feel that this is very good support. Probably it's the same level as in June. I bought, you can see I sold a few tops a little bit, but I think ICONOMI is very, very, very undervalued right now. I think it's an amazing investment. It's a long-term investment. I don't think people that want to make short-term profits with crypto should be worried about ICONOMI yet. I'm accumulating all the time. I think it's an amazing investment. It will be a great platform for crypto and to get a good diversified portfolio. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video and it was helpful. See you next time.